Hello, Wrexham fans, how's it going? Get ready because this news will surprise you. There are surprises in today's video, a new signing, and more. Stay with me until the end because you'll understand how it all happened. Before the big news, check this out. After being purchased in 2021 for just £2 million, Wrexham is now, in 2025, valued at an incredible £350 million. 3 consecutive promotions, a global fan base, and the success of the documentary Welcome to Wrexham have catapulted the club to new heights, achieving revenues that rival those of Premier League teams. But Ryan and Rob didn't stop there. Beyond football, they expanded their investments and, in 2024, also became co-owners of the traditional Wrexham lager. For those unfamiliar, this brewery has 140 years of history, and thanks to them, it has managed to break through borders and reach North America. And there's more. This week, a new milestone was announced. Wrexham Lager will now be available in Waitrose stores across Wales. According to interim CEO John Roberts, this partnership further strengthens the brand and brings the product to even more Welsh homes. And it doesn't stop at Wrexham. Reynolds and McElhenney have also invested in other clubs. Necaxa from Mexico, which even got its own documentary in the style of Welcome to Wrexham, and La Equidad from Colombia, in a deal worth nearly £25 million. Today, the Colombian team is competing in the top division, demonstrating that the two are serious about expanding their legacy in global football. Wrexham fans, hold on tight because this second piece of news is quite interesting and shows how the club operates off the field. Unlike most championship teams, the Red Dragons recruitment team is very small. And who's really in charge? Phil Parkinson. He's the one who has the final say on transfers. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney only step in when the deal is practically done. And there's more. Humphrey Kerr, who was one of the people responsible for inspiring Rob to buy a football club, is also involved in this process. But wait, his role is quite different from what many people imagine. Wrexham made 13 signings this summer and even brought in a free agent goalkeeper after Danny Ward's injury. And right now, with Humphrey's role changed, from chief executive to community director, he opened up in an interview with Chris Moyles. And just look at what he said about his help with transfers. According to him, what he says most is something like, "Oh, he's tall, he has nice hair," or "that guy's handsome." Basically jokes, because, as Humphrey himself admits, he doesn't have the technical expertise to evaluate players. Ultimately, his focus is on Wrexham's charitable foundation, which is the club's community foundation. But let's talk about money now. In this 2025 summer transfer window alone, Wrexham spent £33 million, which could reach £40 million with additional funds. And yet, incredibly, the club still has room in its budget. If it wants, it can spend another £10 million in January without running into PSR rules. Wrexham fans, pay attention. The third news item in the video discusses the challenges the team will face in the championship, and it promises to be a hot one. Phil Parkinson may see the fact that Norwich City have yet to win at Carrow Road this season as a positive. But make no mistake, playing away from home in the English Second Division is never easy. Every detail counts, and Wrexham needs to arrive prepared. Norwich manager Liam Manning recently revealed that he has found something of a secret weapon in his squad, especially after the performance against Coventry City. But this secret weapon isn't so secret anymore. Manning has openly praised the player and stated that he could be a key player for the Canaries this season. And here's a warning. Wrexham needs to keep an eye on McElhenney this weekend. Manning highlighted the central defender's importance after the draw with Coventry, praising his aggression, use of his body in defense, and consistency on the field. He said, "I thought Jakov showed some encouraging things, genuine aggression, use of his body in defense, and he will continue to improve. You always look for elements of consistency, and championship football is so different." The manager also commented on the intensity of the championship. The pace never lets up, and the difference compared to other leagues is huge. In some countries, there are moments when the game slows down. Here, the pressure is constant from start to finish. And now, fans, the big question. Wrexham needs to find a defensive solution like McElhenney to solve their defensive problems. Even with the signing of Dom Hyam on the deadline day of the transfer window, there is still a lot to do. Former Welsh striker Nathan Blake recently commented on the situation in an interview with BBC Radio Wales. Wrexham are in a bit of a precarious position at the moment. The pressure will be on the manager very soon if they don't start getting wins. They're conceding goals all the time, They're not rigorous enough, they're too passive. They need to address that. We can't keep saying, it's too early. Confidence starts to wane, the fans start to put pressure on, and before you know it, it's Christmas and you're in the relegation race. Wrexham fans, pay attention. The latest news in the video will be about a potential signing that's been generating a lot of buzz. Dele Alli. The former Tottenham and England star is now a free agent again. He suffered a significant decline in performance in recent years, but he could still get a chance or two to bounce back. Championship clubs are keeping an eye on him, including Wrexham and Birmingham City. Alli was recently released by Como in Italy, where he played only once in Serie A. But here comes the controversy. Wrexham fans have mixed opinions about Alli's arrival at the racecourse ground. Some question whether he can still play at a high level and whether the salary investment would be worth it for owners Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. Commentator Lee Hendry weighed in on the matter and explained why Alli might not fit in at Wrexham. According to him, Alli needs to play alongside players with similar quality to his former self to return to his best form. Hendry said, "I think Dele Alli, at 90% or 100% of his game, fits into most teams, right? The difference is fitness, the right mindset, and the quality around him. Players who have been at the top need that to get that extra 10% that makes the difference." Hendry also downplayed the chances of Alli succeeding at Birmingham City, stating, "It would be difficult for him to join Birmingham because they've been one of the best teams in the Championship so far this season, so it would be difficult for that to happen." So, should Wrexham really invest in Dele Alli? Probably not. The club already has good options in midfield and is looking at talent with potential for growth. Ollie Rathbone, who was out of the running, is returning and should bolster the midfield. Besides him, Wrexham has Lewis O'Brien and Ben Sheaf, the latter signed for £6.5 million on deadline day, and Harry Ashfield. Ashfield is somewhat reminiscent of the younger Alli, great touch and an eye for goal. With more playing time this season and the experience of his teammates, he could develop quickly and become an important player. In the end, the message is clear. Dele Alli never really seemed likely for Wrexham, and the club probably doesn't even need to invest in this signing to strengthen its midfield. And you, fan, do you think Wrexham should try to sign Alli or invest in young talents like Ashfield? Comment below with your opinion. Don't forget, like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to stay up to date with all the latest news from the Red Dragons. Cheers! Bye, and don't forget, you're very special.